The Trump administration is pushing back on an L.A. federal judge's ruling regarding immigration enforcement operations here in Southern California. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi joins us now live from our newsroom to break down the appeal filed today and what it could mean. Camilla?
Hi, Kathy. The Trump administration filed that appeal to the Ninth Circuit Court earlier today. There are still a lot of questions, and we don't know the specifics of the appeal. This is happening just 2 days after an L.A. federal judge ruled on tactics and approaches federal agents can and cannot take during immigration raids here in Southern California. That decision came down on Friday, and these are some of the main points from the ruling. The federal agents must have, quote, reasonable suspicion when it comes to making arrests and not target people based on their race, the type of work they do, where they are, or the language that they speak. Attorneys and legal representatives for those arrested must also be allowed to access federal buildings. Here is more from Jessica Levinson, a professor at Loyola Law School, on what could come next following the Trump administration's appeal.
This could change things in the short term. Judge Frimpong issued a temporary restraining order, essentially telling ICE agents that they can apply federal law, but not the way they're applying it. The question now is if the Ninth Circuit will take this appeal, because generally temporary restraining orders are not appealable orders, and what the Ninth Circuit will do if they take the appeal. Will they say, "You're right, Trump administration, let's pause the judge's order," or will they let the temporary restraining order remain in effect while they hear an appeal? Generally speaking, parties will progress to something called a preliminary injunction, which is what would happen next. That's a question about whether or not the judge will issue a more durable order after the temporary restraining order.
And before today's appeal, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was on Meet the Press. Kristen Welker asked her about Friday's ruling and on the tactics federal agents are using. Here is her response to that. And she also talked about the recent raid that took place in farms in Camarillo and Carpinteria.
What we have always done is built a case and done investigative work in who we go after and who we target. And so this judge is ridiculous in the fact that he put forward a decision like this. We will appeal it and we will win it, because over and over again, when our ICE officers are out there getting the worst of the worst off of our streets, they're using the investigative backgrounds and information that they have from either criminal records or what they have for charges, or individuals who are breaking our federal laws that need to be brought to justice. If you look at that marijuana grow facility that we recently just did an operation on, over 319 individuals were brought into custody, and 14 unaccompanied children that means that they don't have their parents with them. They're working in a facility where they could be exploited, trafficked, maybe sex trafficked, and then we've got individuals there who are working at the same facility who are creating, distributing, and taking advantage of children for child pornography.
And we're also learning about a vigil that is scheduled for 8 this evening at the detention center in downtown Los Angeles following the immigration farm raids in Camarillo. Live in the newsroom, Camilla Rambaldi, NBC4 News.
Camilla, thank you.